Hey fellow book lovers, welcome back to the Bibliovert channel. My name is Jacqueline, and for today's video we are going to be doing something that I don't do very often. I am notoriously bad at sticking to a TBR. However, we are reading some really good books for the Bibliovert podcast in the month of March. So I decided to sprinkle in a few other books that I'm really keen on reading. So I'm just excited. I think that March is going to be a fantastic month. So today we are going to talk about the books that are on my March TBR. We're going to start off with the ones that I know I'm going to read for sure, without a doubt, because they are for the Bibliovert podcast. And I am so excited about these books. The first one is Spice Road by Maya Ibrahim. This book came out in January of this year, and she is a debut author. And I am literally frothing at the mouth. I'm so excited. My favorite series of all time is An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir, and this book gives me a lot of very similar vibes to that. It is very inspired by Middle Eastern mythology. There is a big familial aspect to this book, specifically searching for their brother, and I cannot wait. Our main character, Imani, has an affinity for metal, and she is a really good warrior, and basically her brother betrays her community by sharing their secrets of magic. So she convinces the council to allow her to go on a journey to find her brother so that he will stop sharing the secrets. And in order to do so, she has to go on this journey with two others. And it just sounds so interesting and exciting and captivating. And I cannot wait to read it. I cannot wait to talk to Allie about it. And I am positive that I'm absolutely going to love it. So the next two are in a series together, and book 2 hasn't even come out yet. Its release date is March 15th. So we are going to be doing both of these on the podcast in March. And I'm so excited. We are going to be doing The Serpent and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent. I have been so excited to read Carissa Broadbent's books. We're going to be doing this series and Daughter of No Worlds on the podcast. That one is going to be in June, so I'm waiting to read those, but I'm so excited about this one. So this first book, book 1, The Serpent and the Wings of Night, it sounds so good. It has so many tropes that I absolutely love. First and foremost, we are back in our vampire era, and I am here for it. Our main character, Oriah, is the adopted human daughter of a vampire king. And she has essentially had to fight her entire life to not be eaten by other vampires. And so she's become a great warrior, and basically to carve out her place to live and to survive, she is going to compete in a trial, and I'm so excited for it. And of course, she's drawn to one of her competitors who is her enemy, and he's probably broody, and he is a vampire, and y'all, I am just like eating it up, and I haven't even read it yet, and I'm so excited. The second book, The Ashes and the Star-Crossed King, we will be covering later, but again, because I haven't even read the first one, I don't know what it's about, but it does come out on March 15th, and I'm so excited. And now moving into the books that I'm really hoping that I get to in the month of March, but are not going to be on the podcast. This is a new release, and it's by one of my all-time favorite authors, and it is her debut into writing adult fiction, and I'm so excited. It is The Last Tale of the Flower Bride by Roshani Chokshi. This came out on February 14th, and it just sounds fantastic. It is a gothic mystery. Sounds like it's gonna kind of be suspenseful, maybe borderline thriller, and it just has me in a chokehold. It has gripped me from the moment that I read the description. Plus, I love Roshani's writing. It is so beautiful, and the way that she writes is just creative and imaginative and atmospheric, and I think that this pairing is going to be utterly fantastic. So the premise of this book is that a man who loves stories falls in love with this beautiful woman who is a wonderful storyteller, but her one and only condition to getting married is that he cannot ask her anything about her past. But one day her aunt becomes sick and she has to travel with her husband to her childhood home, and basically all of these secrets from her past start emerging and he can't help but learn more about her. What I love from this description is that we never know the name of the husband. So I'm wondering if the entire time he's just called the bridegroom throughout the entire book. And I almost wonder if it's from his point of view. And I just think that that concept is just so interesting to me. I don't know. We'll see what ends up happening. But I think that this book is going to be beautiful and lush and imaginative. And I cannot wait to dive in. So the month so far seems to be a little bit fantasy and heavy. So I decided to throw in a couple of cute, light, potentially fluffy books that I think are going to be a lot of fun. The first one is The Man I Never Met by Elle Cook. This sounds so stinking cute. The premise of this is that an American named Davy accidentally misdialed a phone number when he was calling in for an interview. And Hannah, who is British and lives in London, picked up the phone, and they quickly realized that she wasn't actually the interviewer, but she wished him good luck. They then proceeded to kind of have a friendship develop through text messaging, and eventually Davy takes a job offer that will move him to London. When Hannah goes to pick him up from the airport, Davy never shows up, and basically the reasoning for why he can no longer move to London, the question is, will that make their relationship or will that make it fall apart? So it just sounds really cute, really adorable, a whole lot of fun, and I just think like it's just going to be like a fun little cutesy page turner. So I have a not so secret love for historical fiction, and every time I have asked for recommendations, people have screamed at me to read this series. So of course I bought it, but I haven't read it yet. So I just think that this would be the perfect time to read it. And it is Bringing Down the Duke by Ivy Dunmore. I think that this sounds so cute. It is set in 1879 during the suffragette movement, and our main character, Annabelle, she is given a task of trying to get high in society and influential people to join in on the suffragette movement. So she goes to the Duke of Montgomery to try and convince him to support women's rights and the suffragettes. But of course, it's not going to go to plan. The Duke of Montgomery is the nation's best strategist and has decided to turn the tables and change up the offer, and it just sounds like it's so cute and funny. So really looking forward to this one. I think it's going to be a great way to balance between a lot of fantasy, maybe even something that's out of my comfort zone with more of like the thriller, and then like some cutesy little books as well. So I just think that this month is going to be so good, and I'm really, really looking forward to it. But that is it for this video. Please let me know what you are planning on reading for the month of March. I'm really, really interested to see if I actually stick to my TBR. I hope I do. I hope that this holds me accountable. If you would like to learn a little bit more about us, please feel free to check us out over on Instagram at the Bibliovertpodcast. We also have a podcast called the Bibliovertpodcast, and we have episodes that come out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Google Play every single Monday. We talk about YA and NA fantasy, sci-fi, and romance, and we just have such a good time doing it. We also have a Patreon, so if you are looking for a bookish community, we would love to have you come join our family. We have a chat that is filled with other book lovers, and it is just so much fun. We also have Patreon exclusive episodes and behind the scenes content. We also do a book buddy read every month and a Zoom date to talk about that book, and it is just so much fun, and we would love to have you come join us. But that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a fantastic day, happy reading, and I'll see you next time.